Wednesdays this time. Say good morning. Dale and Jerry. Morning, gang.
Jeff Slakey, how are you?
I'm well. How are y'all
Doing good. Doing well.
So the weather has certainly changed.
It is changing. It is, isn't it?
Waking up to chilly days.
Mid-30s up there in Hood's Deport this morning.
Yeah, was it?
35, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Any frost yet on the pumpkins?
Not really. Boy, an exploding orange sky, though, coming in. It was just beautiful with the clouds.
Yeah. And we face the east, so our sunrises, should we get up early enough?
Yeah.
That's a thing. As the sunrise gets later, we stand a better opportunity of that.
For sure.
But we always have nice sunrises and stuff. I typically am an early riser, but not so much in the middle of the summer.
How are things out on the canal with people out doing crabbing or anything? Is that all
No,
done?
so crab and shrimp seasons are closed.
Okay.
TFN till further notice. Sometimes they open crabbing for December.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect they will because there wasn't a lot of crab caught.
No, we talked
So-
about that
Right,
over the
right.
years. You know?
There have been fishermen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kings ran, and I don't know what happened to the coho, but they too. But next come the chum, and that's usually when we see all of the nets come back out and whatnot. And but
You guys do that? You guys go out fishing like that?
I don't.
Yeah, Dale wasn't the fisherman that my husband was, but my husband would. We always fished. In fact, that was our main recreation. And I see these boats as they're going by, and they've got their poles in the water, but they're going so fast the fish can't catch up with them. You know, you want to holler out, "Hey, if you slow that baby down a little bit."
maybe catch something.
Yeah.
Of course, they may not want to be catching something.
Just out there fishing.
Out fishing.
Not out catching.
Quote.
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Yeah.
Well, in keeping with the season, I'm going to be doing my annual pumpkin carving with the grandsons this Saturday. So,
Oh, wow, you're getting into it. I guess we're halfway there.
So that's it's
Just ask Kaiser; he'll tell you how
He
far
knows
it is.
exactly when
Oh yeah.
we get our decorations up this week.
I was going to say you're getting a little close to the holiday. You're bumping up to it.
Yeah.
So,
You may
any
have,
new twists at
You
this?
know, to be honest with you, Stephanie and I were talking about this yesterday. I don't even remember what or if we bought things at the end of last Halloween for this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we usually go on a spree after when it's all 50-75% off. But I couldn't tell you what.
See, this will be a surprise for you.
It'd be a surprise for
when you
everybody.
get up there. And,
The one thing I would like, because I just put in a nice flagpole in the yard, nice 20-foot tall flagpole. So I'm thinking for that Halloween, I want to get a good pirate flag,
sure.
crossbones.
Yeah.
glows in the
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
or something.
boy, I used to have that. That was what we flew on our flagpole for a long time. But and you can, I forget where I found them. I think there's at West Marine.
Oh,
there
there?
have some, but getting one that's large enough, it was always the feat there. So, anyway,
Cool. What else has been going on with you guys? Busy, up and down.
Yeah.
So the grandkids are coming to town. Or
No, I'm going to head up to West Seattle. So
Take the ferry.
I think so. Yeah.
Fun stuff. Yeah, the ferry schedules you want to check them before you go anywhere because they constantly change.
Jerry, I have something for you. Think about doing. You guys are looking for something to do. Did you read about this civil service commission vacancy for the Board of County Commissioners?
Oh yeah, they'd love me on that one.
Yeah, show it to her. Not to
I
me.
am showing it.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
general purpose of this is to establish a merit system of employment for county deputy sheriffs and other employees of the Office of County Sheriff.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't stand a snowball's chance in
Of being
getting
accepted
that.
on that?
Well, mainly, how much we have interviewed the sheriff and have expressed some sympathy in terms of commission salaries and different things like that. I think they may believe I'm a little bit tainted in
you
that,
can
and
compartmentalize all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff and just do a good job.
I think
Yeah.
you'd be right down the middle.
But speaking of that, in the budget, we do have some upcoming. They're called budget workshops,
Okay.
and on the Mason County Commission or the Mason County website, on the front page, there are a listing. There's a budget workshop link, and you click on that, you can see which workshops there are. There's one for no, Friday there's some things due, but
Friday the 13th, by the way.
yeah. And then starting next week, they will be doing more of the budget workshops, but they're only doing 2 or 3 of them per week. And the ones that get juicy end up in November, well, actually October 25th, because if we remember right, the people said they would support a tax increase if it covered public safety, right? And criminal justice. So those departments that are giving their budget start on October 25th with the prosecuting attorney and public defense, then Superior Court and juvenile probation services. It'd be interesting to see if there's anything on that they would be covering for alternative
Sentencing.
yeah,
things like that.
alternative set. Then on Wednesday, November the 1st, is the sheriff, district court. Now, district court has been pretty vocal about the budget dollars that they've been, quote, awarded, tentatively awarded, don't meet their needs. Then the clerk and the coroner in the afternoon. And then basically, after November 7th, they're going to review the results of the levy lid lift. And then on the 15th, boy, this is interesting. Human Resources, including Risk Management, Civil Service, Board of Equalization will do something, and then the board will review and follow up. But basically, that what they will be doing, and in these briefing sessions, the public doesn't get a chance to give comment, but you see the meat and potatoes. And then when it comes time for budget approval or opportunity at a commission meeting to comment, then you can comment and you'll be more informed.
Sure.
Confused.
Well, I was at the workshop and I heard this and I think it's a little off. Or something.
Right.
Yeah, confused because basically they're sitting there with going over line by line, which gets a little bit boring and intense, but what are they actually cutting out and why? And anyway, so I think from a public standpoint, it's time consuming, but if you want to be informed, you have an opportunity to do that.
Good.
So,
very nice.
yeah.
That's coming up. They got to get it done, and it's got to be an open process and all that.
Yeah. And last week we had our shareholders meeting, which was very informative and exciting. And, oh, my God, hold on to your cap. And it's always nice to have that communication shared by all the shareholders and the employees.
Yeah, iFiber now all across the state in many different aspects.
Yes.
News and fiber internet and
doing some expansion
lots
and
of expansions and things.
Yep.
And I look back on my experience with Intel. When I started with Intel, they were 10 years old. We're just a little over 10 years old. But the growth is very similar, and it gets chaotic because of the growth. But we're actually, with Intel, we did the evolution of the computer and the PC and whatnot, and just the whole technology swing. This is the same thing we're doing with iFiber. There's a huge technology swing that is nationwide.
That's happening.
And that's happening to, just the speed of information and the tools at home on your desktop that everybody wants. And the surprising thing is how having high-speed internet increases the value of your home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a big
Tremendously.
draw.
Big deal. Yeah.
And
So, yeah.
especially as
absolutely.
we commute a lot, and then we look at, okay, so I could work from home. Well, if I can't send a file, I can't work from home.
I had a buddy of mine many years ago looking for a house in Tumwater, and this was kind of Tumwater proper, but he made it a point to walk into each of the rooms with his cell phone in every corner,
See
checking
what kind of
for
signal. Yeah.
He says, I can't live here. I'm not going to get a landline, and I'm not going to live here if I don't have good cell coverage.
Right.
This was probably 10 years ago,
Right.
so it wasn't as good as it is now, but that was a deal breaker on a couple of houses that he was looking at.
Yep.
So, and speaking of the technology, it's, necessity is the mother of invention. So look at Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What are they doing with Puerto Rico? Google, and
Tesla said they're going to come in, maybe
Yeah.
help
Yeah, and they sent
reinvent
weather
the
balloons
grid.
out there to bring some Wi-Fi in.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Google balloons.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the infrastructure is gone,
Yeah.
and that's how important infrastructure is. I mean, you can't even get aid to those who need it because of the roads and
Right.
the whole
Or they tell
bailiwick.
people, hey, you need assistance, go online.
What?
Online what?
Yeah.
Line where?
Yeah.
But think
Get
about
which
the
line?
I can't even.
Yeah. Think about that. Okay, here's one way we could service. And that's kind of like the way we are in Mason County. A lot of our areas are remote and you can't get a signal. So, what's going to satisfy that need? And there's grants available to serve the underserved.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you put more into those people who are already served. That means you're going to those outlying areas, which has not been the case in Mason County.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of an interesting thing that happens.
Very neat.
Life is interesting, Jeff. That's
Good.
all I can tell
Well,
you.
I'm